Hi, I'm Ken Jr. and welcome to TrainWorld TV. Here you'll find the latest and greatest in model trains. If you're a returning subscriber, welcome back. And if you're new to our channel, we're glad you're here, and I invite you to click the subscribe button and hit that bell notification so you'll never miss a video. Now, we'd also love to send you exclusive deals and special announcements that you won't find anywhere else. So be sure to sign up for our emails, TW Text, and stay connected with us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and TikTok. Don't forget, you can shop online at TrainWorld.com for all your model train needs. Now, without further ado, enjoy today's video.
All right, and good evening, everybody, and welcome to TrainWorld TV. We have another very special guest here tonight, and who better to kick off things for this weekend O-Scale series than Walter from RMT Trains. How you doing, Walter?
How you doing, Kenny Jr.?
All right, doing good. And wow, oh wow, do we have a really awesome episode for you tonight. RMT has been coming out with some great products, some great rolling stock, affordable, and we're going to be talking about a bunch of stuff. And Walt, I guess since we haven't had you, probably we've done YouTube videos, but I'm not sure if we've ever done a live event with you before. So why don't you, I guess, tell everyone out there a little bit about yourself, a little bit about RMT, and then we could start from there.
All right, Kenny. Well, first of all, let's get this train rolling. My name is Walt Matuch, which a lot of people know, and I've been involved in model railroading for many years. I got my first train set when I was very young, and it was a Marx Southern Pacific AA unit freight train, which I still have, and it still runs. After that, I got into HO, but I didn't really like HO as good as I liked the Lionel O gauge and other stuff. So I kind of transferred into O gauge, and in my employment life, I worked on a railroad. And one of the things that I enjoyed about being on the railroad is I was always thinking about ideas of, gee, if I ever had a train company, I'd try to make this. And I guess it came true, because I make the things that I've seen and other people have seen and told me about. So it's kind of like a family for me. The guys that run and the girls that run RMT, we're all in the same family. We all like trains, and most of all, I hope they all like RMT. And of course, we got to support the dealers too, like you guys. That's right. I first met your grandpa at the Yellow Hall in York in the 1970s.
Wow.
Yeah. I remember you when you were a little kid.
Nah, I was very young running around those halls, and it was always good to see you, Walt. And you always have a passion for trains, and I think your enthusiasm definitely shows. And it's funny, I was just I had to check my emails right now because I wanted to share a note from a customer who emailed me about tonight's episode. And our good customer, Rich, emailed me, and he said, I don't know if you're aware of this, but Walt and Susie were silk screeners. And you used to sell all sorts of T-shirts and apparel in the Yellow Hall right next to a young Mike Wolf selling pre-war repro engines.
Yes,
I
I do.
still like some of the stuff. So it's funny. He talks about the history. You started selling beeps, and he was one of your first customers. And the chassis and bodies were sold separate. So it's you really have touched a lot of different people throughout your years. And this is just one example of a customer random just emailing me about a story of going to York and seeing you there, and appreciating that you were coming on tonight. So he was excited to see you.
Well, I appreciate being able to be here too.
That's great. Well, we always appreciate you. And before we get into RMT, I wanted to share, the people that don't know you as well about how you got first started, but also you shared with me some great pictures, and I just want to share. Walt truly does have a passion for trains. I know, like, sometimes we have certain guests on, and sometimes it's business, but sometimes you do have enthusiastic modeler who also manufactures trains as well. So here's Walt. I'll scroll through some of these pictures if you want to explain them to some of these people.
Okay, this is the Reading and Northern 2102 484 Northern steam engine that runs right now on the Reading and Northern out of Jim Thorpe and out of Reading and Nesquehoning. A bunch of us guys went out there this summer, and what's neat about it is you can get up in a cab when the engine lays over at Jim Thorpe, and of course we all did that.
Wow.
And
you're inside.
Well, I was also a locomotive engineer too.
Oh, very neat. Very neat.
I can't say I don't miss it. I do, but I enjoy being with my family and friends and the model trains now, and I've got a lot of memories to keep me going. That's also again on the Reading
and Northern. Yeah.
That's one of their GP38-2 diesels, and it was just repainted when we were out there. And I know the president, and he's a train guy too. He's more of a train guy than a railroader, but he is a good railroader. And we get along good. I was walking along the station there, and I heard somebody say, "Hey, Waller." I said, "Who the heck is that? Nobody calls me that name." And I turn around, and there's the president of the railroad in a pair of dungarees, a T-shirt, and a baseball cap.
Wow.
And we sat and talked for about 45 minutes.
Very neat.
Okay, that's on the 148, which at this picture was last January. It was down in Clewiston, Florida on the U.S. Sugar Railroad. This used to be a New Jersey native locomotive on the Morris County Central, and I hadn't been in that cab of that locomotive for 65 years.
Wow.
The trip started at 5:15 in the morning.
Oh, wow.
A little dark. But
it looks a little brisk for Florida.
It was brisk. Yes, it was. There was dew on the branches. And of course, I like steam engines. That's the Cumberson Toltec down in Antonito, Colorado. That's the 455, which is a former Denver Rio Grande Western locomotive that I had the opportunity to be in the cab when we were there. It's pretty neat. Oh, this is a picture that I really love. It's the Blue Comet.
Is that you? That can't be you. No way. Oh, I thought this was AI generated.
No. Actually, New Jersey Transit at that time in the late 70s, 1980s, they had this car, and it was their business car, but it was a former Jersey Central observation car that ran on a Blue Comet. So I made a couple of phone calls, and I said, "Hey, you guys want to rent me a car?" "Yeah, where do you want to go?" I said, "I'll go to Bayhead." So I had a original Jersey Central Blue Comet sign, had a bunch of friends, had my parents, had my wife, and we took a ride down in North Jersey coastline.
Wow, look at that tux. I tell you, you're looking sharp, Walt.
Well, That's a powder blue tux. The reason I wore it was because the train crew on the Blue Comet, especially on the observation car, had a powder blue uniform. So might as well.
Very neat. Very neat. A young Walt. Wow.
That's a very young Walt.
Very neat.
Okay. I started my railroad career in 1968 when I was going to college as a towerman on the Jersey Central. This is the current Jersey Central Tower at Phillipsburg, New Jersey, called PU Tower. I sat at that exact desk many, many years ago. Wow. And the same phone was there. The interlocking machine is being restored. The floor is being restored. Those guys are doing a great job. And they have an open house every once in a while.
Very neat.
Okay. These are the train guys. This was a celebratory night when we ran the first operating trains on my railroad from your left to right. That's Steve Chorzak. He did a lot of ideas on the railroad. There's a good friend of mine in the back, Mark DeToma. He did a lot of the scenery. And there's a very, very good friend of mine who passed away, Bob Lurig. We used to call him H.O. Bob, but he liked O-gauge trains too. And then, of course, there's me. There's Mayor Bill. He's in York right now, walking around on overwatching one of my other friends running a O-gauge train layout on the lawn, pulling RMT covered hoppers, of course.
No, very cool.
That's the twins, Joe and Steve. And there's another good friend of mine, Big Bob. Well, we call him Oho Bob because he likes O-gauge and HO, and we don't want to get him mixed up with HO Bob.
All right, Oho Bob. And there you are, looking sharp. I tell you, Walt, you're very photogenic in our Train World background.
Well, I think that was at the Big E about 2 years ago.
Oh, very cool. Very
cool. Okay, there we are again. We take these little trips all over the place. That's on the Allentown and Auburn Railroad in Kutztown, Pennsylvania. The locomotive that we're sitting on and standing on is an Electromotive Company cast iron frame, original 600 horsepower locomotive. And it's been restored, and it runs on the Allentown and Auburn. That's me standing on the left. That's Captain Andy, the ship captain. That's Ralph sitting on the sandbox. And that's Mark again. And that's, let's see, that's Andy's friend Mike, who is also a railroader, and they're also at York right now. And at one time, I used to run that railroad.
I don't know how this got in your farming life.
Yep, this is farming life. Well, that's me getting on a train.
Yep. Very cool.
Okay. That's down in the basement and the train layout. That's a station that was built from scratch by, and I apologize, guys, I forgot your name, but you're located on Route 206 in below Netcong in New Jersey, and I believe you guys will be at York. You do fantastic work.
Very neat.
Okay. That's me working on the layout. I'm working on the tracks. My friend Steve, who's also a O-gauge modeler, he turned me on to this stuff for ballast. It's actually paver dust that you put in between your patio pavers. And it's coated with concrete. All you got to do is put it down between the rails and spray it. It's like a rock. And it comes in 3 different colors.
Wow, very neat. Some layout. I see is back in a lot of Jersey stuff.
Oh, definitely. Left, right, and center.
Very cool. Wow.
Okay. That's when we started building the layout. Again, I've been waiting to build this railroad for, well, it's got to be over 50 years. And in 2018, I had a triple bypass. And thank God everything came out okay. And then the doctor cleared me in May of that year. And Susie, my wife, said, go build your railroad. And my friend H.O. Bob and I, we were down there 8 hours a day working on that railroad.
Wow.
It has no duck unders. It's all walk around with peninsulas. It has 4 horseshoe curves, and it has 4 mainline tracks. Each of the mainline tracks is about 200 feet long.
Very impressive.
And I'm cutting.
You kind of look like the guy from Tool Time.
Yes, yes. Yeah, but I don't have that pocket hose.
Yeah. Very neat. Lots of work going into it.
Everything was all L girders. And the first thing we did was, of course, we built the wraparound wall around it. That's all wraparound sheetrock. And then we painted it blue, and the ceiling is all black. I've seen that on other fellas' layouts, which I thought was a cool idea. We installed 64, what do they call it? Those lights, top hat lights or whatever it is. And this house was built for the layout. There's only 4 support beams in the whole basement. And when we got finished, you won't even see them. And one of the things that my friend Steve told me about was we curved the corners with the sheetrock. You can see that in the back. There's 2 curved corners. I lost your sound.
Sorry about that. They're calling the store. They want to speak to you, so I had to put it on mute. they're calling in all over.
All right. This is me in the cab of the CNJ 113. It's an 060 that is the only surviving operating Jersey Central Railroad locomotive in the world.
Wow.
I like the Jersey Central. And
here
we are on the Reading Northern again. That was the day we took the trips, and the day I was in the cab. Those engines are spotless. There's the T1. Nice. No, that is not a safety violation because the engine was blue flagged and it's not going anywhere. And I had to get a picture on the 2102. I also had to get a picture at the Strasburg Railroad.
Very cool.
They're one of my customers for RMT. Brenda over at the Strasburg Railroad, she's a nice lady. And Strasburg is really cool.
Yep, hot car.
All right, that's one of the things that you have to do, even if you're the president of the company. When the container comes in, it's all hands on deck.
That's right.
In that container was 14,000 RMT freight cars.
Wow, wow.
And we unloaded them by hand. Okay, there's another thing with the Jersey Central. That's me in the cab of a repainted Jersey Central F3. It was a heritage repaint. That was originally a Bangor and a Rustic locomotive. It was a 2A units at that time. They since got to a B unit. And there I am doing what I like best, visiting the stores. That's the Strasburg Railroad, if I remember correctly. We usually stop there on the way home from York. We'll be there on Saturday to say hello.
Very neat.
And that's me in the cab.
I like that tie, Walt. You're very stylish.
Well, years ago, the engineers used to wear ties. And I said, if I'm going to run the engine, I got to put a tie on.
Very neat.
So that was my railroad outfit, the coveralls, the jacket, and the hat. I still have the railroad hats.
All right. Well, now that we got you covered, your amazing style, including your blue tux back in the day.
Thank you.
Let's cover some RMT trains, why we're all here for.
Okay.
And I don't know if you want to show some things, or I could show some things to start. But
well, if you want to show something, like show the covered hoppers, and I'll explain them.
Yeah. So these just came in recently. We got them in, and they're just
that's a coal hopper.
Coal hopper. Covered hopper I don't have. Those just came in like 2 days ago. Very recent.
Yeah.
No, those.
All right. Well, we'll talk about the coal hopper if you want.
We'll talk about the coal hopper. So 3-bay, really beautiful stuff. I tell people are going crazy over these.
And actually, that has operating hopper doors underneath, and the hopper doors are actually die cast. They open.
Oh, very nice. Very nice.
Yeah.
And
And
if you could say,
also the cars come with co-loads at no additional charge.
and they're removable as well.
Yeah, you can remove them, but they got a little like a little paste in there so they don't fall out.
Got it.
But if you were able to take it off, even the interior of the coal hopper is detailed.
Wow.
I like those cars. They're 77-ton hoppers. That's another one we did, Canadian Pacific. And if you also notice, all the pad printing on that car, even on the side of the hopper car doors, you have a little arrow and it says lock on it. In the middle, on the bottom.
Yep. I don't know if you see it over here.
Yeah. And also we have the FRA inspections circles on there, which denote various things in prototype railroad land, either a white circle or a yellow circle.
Here's some of your ore cars. These were maybe a month ago, just came in. This is the newer batch. This is the pacemaker. Really neat.
With a load. And also what I want to point out on the RMT cars, on either end of the car on the side, they have the brakeman stirrups, which other manufacturers do not use because they're an easy part to brake. Yeah.
See if we could zoom in there.
Yep.
And just back to the zoom in.
All right, while you have that car up, Kenny, that car has our new Bettendorf friction bearing trucks. If you can get a close-up onto the journal box covers, they're the little square things at the end of the wheels. You'll notice that they aren't the same because in real life, if a journal box cover was broke, the railroads just took one they happen to have laying around and put it on there. And on these cars, inside the wheel, you can see the swirl marks. Those are casting marks. There's a prototypical casting marks. And also inside the wheel bowl on the outside is raised lettering that says RMT ready-made trains. Nobody does that in any gauge.
Very neat.
And you know what the best part of that car is?
What's that?
$39.95.
Yeah, you can't beat it. You can't beat it. It's a really good price.
And each car has a different number, a different road number.
Yeah, that's a good selling point, Walt. A lot of people do like that it's different numbers, especially, for these hoppers. Everybody puts a lot on their layout, but each one is unique with a different number, which is very nice.
Yep.
Here's a box car.
That's a special car. That was the Horseshoe Curve commemorative box car that was made. I'd say it first came out about 10 years ago, and it was made by Weaver. It's never been made since. I updated it to 2026. I changed the dates on it, and it's basically the same car. That car, though, has the same road number because that's a special car.
Right. And also, these are your tank cars.
Right. That's a single dome tank car. And if you're a little easy, you can pull the railing platform off on top of the car. Comes off. Now you have a different tank car.
I'm like Ivana White. I don't want to break it, but no. It's very simple.
That was something I added as extra. It didn't cost any money, but it's pretty neat, I think. You can change the look of the car.
Right. That's a good idea. Bonus value. Play value. Very cool. And of course, Reading and Northern. Walt, I got to sell you this car. You may need it for your layout.
I have one.
Okay, maybe they're all unique numbers. Maybe you need a second
No,
one.
that I apologize. That one is 2102. That one is the same number because that's the number of the T1 steam engine.
All right. Well, two is better than one, Walt. Maybe next time.
Oh, well, you know, it came in two colors. It came in green and black.
There you go. I knew I'd get you to buy one of those.
All right. What do you want to see now? Maybe I'll show you something.
So I guess I see that your cars are getting better quality as you go. Do you want to talk about that and how you made certain enhancements, especially like on the wheel stuff?
Originally, when I was doing RMT in the early 2000s, I was 027, traditional size. And after there was a turnover at the factory was bought out by an investment banker and their model train production kind of went to hell. I said, Walter, you got to do something better. So I started making my own tooling in O scale. Every one of those cars that I have now is my own tooling, and it's made especially to my specifications.
Wow.
It makes it more realistic, and I try to be as realistic as possible. For instance, a boxcar is a boxcar, right? A PS1 boxcar is a 40-foot boxcar. Well, to make something different, I put a load in the car. And the load inside the car is actually like a bulkhead wall on either side of the opening door. And we pad print information on every one of the boxes. So when the car runs around a person's layout with the doors open, there's something to see besides out the other end of the door.
Right.
And there's a simulated wood floor. That's a painted wood floor. On the boxcar, I started adding realistic details, and that is die cast. The details are die cast. The piping and the air brake reservoir, that's all die cast. As far as the grab irons, originally the grab irons in the early 2000s were molded into the car. Now they're separate pieces. There's separate piece ladders on each end of the car and on the sides. You also have separately applied grab irons and a separately applied brake wheel. And depending upon the car, I even give you a brake chain.
Good stuff. Good quality.
I try to do the best I can. That's all I can say. And I try to improve every time I do something.
Yep. No, that's good. And here are those two-bay covered hoppers you were talking to or referring to earlier. And these, quite honestly, I don't even think we processed all our back orders yet. We're still going through them, but they just arrived, and these are the newest released for RMT.
There's a car, the bottom row, the pink hopper. You see it there? Yeah, that is Farmers Co-op. And that was a car. This is an interesting thing. I made that same car in G-Gauge when I was a product manager at Aristocraft. And I always liked that car.
Oh, wow. I didn't know you were a project manager at Aristo.
Oh, yeah. I did a lot of things.
Wow. Oh, very cool.
And on that car, I also like to put a lot of reference points that would normally be on a real railroad car, like return to, do not move cars with the doors open. But on that car, I did something special. On the car, there is a builder's plate. You can see it on the artwork. It's right to the right. Yeah, right there. It says built by the Blues Brothers Car Manufacturing Company in Joliet, Illinois. Do you know who they were?
Yeah, I think I heard of them.
No, I mean, that was Jake and Elwood, the Blues Brothers.
Yes. Very cool.
I mean, I like doing stuff like that. And, well, since I own the company, I could do that. And I like to make railroading fun.
Yep.
And I try to put something interesting on all the cars.
Very neat. And one gentleman is asking, do you make C&O hoppers? me see.
Okay, Chesapeake and Ohio, 3-bay hoppers or Chesapeake and Ohio 2-bay covered hoppers. You will both see them from RMT.
Okay, good. And Craig wants some AEC stuff.
Well, I do make AEC, but I try to make it kind of prototypical. Glowing in the dark is neat, but that means it has uranium in it or it's radioactive. I don't want to do that.
Very neat. And so what's next in the pipeline? You have these 2-bay covered hoppers. You just came out with the 3-bay coal, and right before that, I believe it was some more Woodside reefers, or cars.
And ore cars. And what's coming down more coming out this summer will be single dome tank cars. We haven't made those for a while.
Okay, very good.
And you've got more box cars coming.
40-foot
PS1 box cars are coming, and a lot of different and neat road names that people have been asking for. I like doing custom runs because it gets the names out there that a lot of guys think are cool, and also a lot of guys remember them.
Right.
And it doesn't seem to be that there are too many custom runs anymore.
Yep.
And I mean, I'm still trying to talk to that guy in Long Island and Brooklyn to do a custom run. I don't know.
One of these days we're going to do one, but a lot of people asking for, they want nickel plate road, Southern.
They're both done. The Southern was done as a 3-bay coal hopper. It's out.
I see that here. Maybe Randy will get one tonight. Let's show him.
Yep, it's out.
This is the Southern, and the other gentleman was asking for 3-bay, and Dominic is asking for large scale. So they said, well, get back in large scale.
No, hey, as a very well-known person, and I'd like to consider him my friend, it's O gauge or no gauge.
Very cool. And Jim wants to know, when is there going to be a second run of the PS2 covered hoppers?
Jimmy, I'm already working on the 3rd run. Second run is being produced. I'm working on the 3rd run.
Okay. All right.
I know he wants that. He wants those cars. You'll get them, Jim.
That's right. You got to rerun the Lehigh, and we could make something happen.
Well, there is a Lehigh coming. It's another Lehigh Valley car. I like that. Well, Randy, I'm sorry you can't see it, but you got to stick with Trainland and TrainWorld and let you know what's coming.
That's right. Well, we still got the Southern, Randy, so you could still buy it today. It's new arrival, just came in, so we got you covered. All right, and so lots of good customers asking questions. Lots of different variations they want. Stanley is asking any plans for a caboose in the future.
Well, let's put it this way. I don't plan not to offer a caboose.
Okay. All right. Reading between the tea leaves here. Well, that's good. All right. And
I'm a railroader. I used to live on a caboose when I was working. Any word yet on Conrail hoppers? The 3-bay Conrail hoppers should be coming. They should be on the boat. I don't know if you showed them yet, Kenny. Did you?
No, I don't think you didn't announce them yet. Oh, I think you let that cat out of the bag.
Well, I didn't tell you when they're coming.
All right, Mark. So keep an eye out. Maybe there will be an announcement on that soon. Very cool. Well, welcome to the hobby.
Hello.
Great to see you too. And here's here, let me show you this. I don't know how well people could see it, but here's a ad of the 3-bay coal hoppers. So lots of different variations on that.
Yeah, and
as
if you're
well.
on the RMT website email list, you'll get that flyer.
Yes, yes. And lots of good stuff. Sometimes I find out just as soon as the customers out there do. So it's you got to keep on checking. It's all great stuff, and it goes
Well,
quickly.
actually, any of the train guys and train gals, they need to support their favorite hobby store and keep calling them up and say, "Is this coming? Is this coming?" And that gives you incentives to satisfy what they want. And then
That's
you
right.
tell me, and I'll do what I can.
And Craig is saying Area 51 would be a cool idea. And just to scroll down on some of these hoppers, because it's really neat to see all these different paint schemes that Walt is really does a great job with all the different variety. So this is Con Ed, Long Island. You got UP, Reading, CP Rail we showed, Burlington Northern, Jersey.
Morristown and Erie on the left.
Yep, yep.
And I also try to remember our Canadian friends. I do Canadian road names.
Yes.
Like, we just did a Ontario
Northland. That's a nice
Pacific
car.
And a Canadian National.
And this is Long Island Lighting Co.
Lilco.
Lilco for our Long Island.
Never been made.
People out there. And also, let's talk about your Woodside reefers, because there's a lot of popularity with these beer cars and everything that you're doing on the Woodside reefers.
Well, actually, if you scroll up a little bit, Ken, there you see those 3 blue ones there.
Yep.
Those are the Blue Comet Ale. And every one of the cars, there's 3 different cars and 3 different numbers. Every one of those numbers has a relationship to the actual Blue Comet train. Car number 1 is the first day of operation of the Blue Comet. Car number 2 is the Chatsworth, New Jersey wreck in the Pine Barrens. And the car number 3 is the last day of operation of the Blue Comet in 1941.
Wow.
So I try to put a lot of that stuff on there.
Very neat. This is lots of fun decals. This is Bunyan beer.
Paul Bunyan. Yep, that was a hard one to do. That was drawn from a beer can after we finished the beer.
That's right. That's right.
That's why it took so long.
I don't know where you find these beer companies from. But this was a cool design. I like this one. This was neat.
Well, that beer exists.
Cape May Brewing. Very neat. Beautiful.
I really liked working on that one because I had to go down and visit them.
That
was a 3-car series. Devil's Reach was one of the cars. The Concrete Ship, number 1, was another car. And Ghost Tracks was car number 2.
Wow.
And there's probably going to be more.
And DJ Mike is asking, are the boxcars scale?
Okay.
Any
These
New York
are Woodside reefers. They are scale. The boxcars are also scale. They're 40-foot cars.
Okay.
RMT makes only scale cars now.
Very neat.
Here's the covered hop. There's the 2-bay covered hoppers.
Yep.
It's
a nice Long Island.
Nice up in the upper left-hand corner, Doggy Dinner. That's been a while coming. Oh, there's a good one, Long Island.
You got a lot of good ones, Walt.
Thank you.
But it's hard to go through all these. Doggy Diner.
Well, actually, like it says on the boxes, they used to say, buy them all.
Very neat. And these are the covered hoppers that.
Now that orange one, the Canadian National 2-bay covered hopper.
Right.
One side is English, the other side is printed in French.
Ah, interesting. Okay.
And let's see what else you got.
And wood chip cars we didn't even show.
There's New York Central,
New York Central wood chip car. And, Maine Central has been very hot. That's been doing very well. And
on those wood chip cars, that design of car actually existed. The railroads took older box cars, cut the roofs open, and put what I'll call a gondola shell on top, because the wood chips don't weigh anything, and it allowed them to fit more capacity in the cars.
Gentleman's asking about the state of Maine car. What exact color?
Okay, the state of Maine is red, white, and blue. There are 7 different state of Maine boxcars coming or here. Yeah, that's the Bangor to Rustic. We did Bangor to Rustic. We did New Haven, and I think we also did Maine Central. That was the first run. The new runs are going to be 3 more road names, and I'm already working on the 3rd run of those.
Yeah, that's what something we should talk about, like how you just started from, I think your first item was the York car, but then you started announcing all different projects, and it's starting to become like once every few months, it's a new project that's being announced.
Well, I don't mind saying this. I'm a very busy guy. And these, I mean, the tooling for this is not it's not cheap,
right?
But I don't want the cars to be expensive, and I try to put as much as I could into the design of the car. These are all CAD drawing cars, and I have to approve it and everything. And I think the model railroaders get bang for their buck.
Good. And lots of different stuff. Here's a Stroudsburg ore car that did very well. And you got the tankers, your Christmas tankers, Marathon Oil.
Marathon was an interesting car, because in one of my previous lives, I used to do the oil company promotional trucks, like the Hess truck. I didn't do the Hess truck, but I did the other ones for a company I worked for. I was product manager for them too.
Wow.
And we started doing the oil companies, and I said, these are pretty good logos. I might as well start doing them on railroad cars too. And they've done very well. And I thank all the people who've bought them.
Very neat.
Like those Christmas cars, you had Christmas 1, Christmas 2, Christmas 3, Christmas 4. We just announced Christmas 5 and Christmas 6.
Right here. Christmas Punch.
Christmas Punch, Christmas Cider, Christmas Joy, Christmas Snow. And there are 2 cars every year. They have a unique number on either of the cars. One car has a special number and the other car has a special number. There aren't 300 numbers on those because I'd run out of digits. I tried to make them with the year as involved as part of the road number.
Very neat, Walt. A lot of great stuff.
Thank you. Well, I have a lot of great dealers. I really do. I'm not saying it just because you're there. I have a lot of great dealers.
You do.
I talk to them all the time.
Yeah, and it just seems a lot of buzz around your cars, the affordability and pricing really being great. And I know a lot of people like and appreciate that, where they could buy multiples, not just one car. And, you could really run these cars and not be afraid.
Well, there was this one fellow who he got a hold of me and he said, I like your Rock Island three bay coal hoppers. He said, I can finally run a unit train, but I was only able to buy 48 of the 300.
Yeah, I tell you, we see the quantities and we don't understand it. It just the numbers are staggering. Everybody is buying multiples of it. It's really great. And RMT or Randy is saying prices are great. He quit buying some new rolling stock when they were getting close to $100 for a boxcar, so now he's buying the RMT. So
and you can get 3 of them for that. Almost.
Yeah. And Stephen is saying RMT quality is even better than the price. So
thank you, Stephen.
That's good. Lots of great stuff.
Actually, none of these cars that I make, I would have a problem with running on my own layout. As a matter of fact, I'm getting to be where I only run my cars on my layout.
Wow.
And I'm getting rid of a lot of other cars.
We got
Anthracite beer is out.
Yeah. Yeah, he's got to get it.
Yeah, he's got to buy it. He should give you a call, Ken.
That's right. We got to do the hotline tonight, Walt.
Yep.
We'll invite you over in that blue tux, and we'll take phone orders like the back in the day.
Yeah, that's true. Back in the day with the phone orders, yeah. Yeah, I tell you, that was fun.
Yeah.
I can remember your dad at a train show at Liberty State Park, and you were there.
Wow.
People would be walking out with trains by the shopping bag cart.
Yeah, it was definitely different before the internet, and train shows were different, and it was exhausting. Just
well, shows are still good because a lot of guys like to reminisce and see their old friends that they may only see on the internet.
Right.
And that's what York is good about. You get to see people that, hey, there's Joe Breakwheel 3, and hey, I know, it's
HOO Bob. HOO Bob or OHO Bob.
Oh Bob.
Bob.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I got to make him a car too. My friend Steve Chorzak, he used to have a business in Frenchtown, New Jersey. He's retired down in South Carolina now, but he was on the Pennsylvania Railroad's Belle Delaware. I made a car with his name as a reference, returned to Chorzak Building and Construction, Frenchtown, New Jersey.
Oh, very neat.
I had another fella. He's still a friend. He's Polish, and I did a Jersey Central boxcar because he used to live in Raritan, New Jersey, which is a Polish town. And I said, special service return to Studna Pierogi Company, Raritan, New Jersey.
Very cool. And Edward saying, love RMT. Any chance of Beep's engines making a comeback?
Well, I can say I think about it. And
okay.
Well, you know why? Originally, I coined that name for my grandkids because that was easy to pronounce. Beep, beep, like the Roadrunner. And,
very cool.
Well, they're in their 20s now, and one of them has given me a granddaughter, so I probably got to bring the beep back.
Congratulations.
The great-granddaughter, yeah. Probably got to bring the beep back. And what's nice when you get kids involved, I like going to train shows where the clubs let kids run the trains.
Right.
And when people have their grandsons or nephews over and let them run the trains. I mean, it's a hands-on thing, and it's not just sitting with a tablet in your hand.
Very neat.
I think the most enjoyable thing about trains was like the Addams Family, crashing them. Not that I suggest doing that anymore, but
they do tend to get high views when the people crash the trains.
Yes, and, they do.
Peter's Train is asking for DM and IR ore car sets. They actually do very well in all different scales. So maybe an idea to.
All right. Do you want the one in blue or the one you want in rust? Give me an answer.
All right. Peter, if you're still on, let's see it.
Well, we can wait for him. That's okay. He'll get back.
Rust. He wants rust. He wants rust.
Okay.
There you go.
We'll see what we can do. Rust with yellow lettering and the DM and IR logo. With 300 different road numbers.
DJ Mike is keep on going for that C&O train set. So we'll try to make his wish.
Actually, it's up to the customer. They can put together a good train set with the different road numbers. And you could put together a nice unit train with up to 300 different road numbers.
Right. Awesome. Gomez and his trains were the highlight of the show.
We all remember that.
That's right. All right, Walt. Well, this has been great chatting with you. Anything else you want to talk about or display or?
Let's see. Well, I tell you what. How can you see it? Yeah, this is finally coming.
Wait, hold on.
Okay, swap it.
Right.
Okay.
All right, raise it up. Oh, Rheingold. Wow. Wow.
I've been waiting for this car for 3 years. It's coming.
It took you 3 years to drink that, huh?
Well, I know a couple of guys that would probably fill that car. And another car that just came out, which is I think is part of the fun of model.
That is a nice car, the Rheingold.
You probably have it on your sheets. Fort Nonsense beer. Call that up.
Fort. Here we go.
That beer actually exists in Randolph, New Jersey.
Wow.
I was coming back from visiting the High Railers, and I drove by this place, and there was a sign, Fort Nonsense Brewing Company. I said, I got to stop there. So I stopped in there, and there really was a Fort Nonsense during the Revolutionary War. And I decided, hey, that's a neat beer car. The guy said, go ahead. So it became a reality.
Wow.
I mean, that's part of the fun. And I also got a beer out of it.
There you go.
Yeah.
And Peter wants more modern freight cars. Prices are soaring on competitors. So
I hear you.
More modern stuff.
That's all I can say. I hear you.
All right. And a rolling stock diecast or ABS?
Okay. The rolling stock is ABS. The wheels are die-cast. The side frames are die-cast. The couplers are die-cast. And the air brake information under the car is die-cast. And depending upon the car, the brake wheel stem is die-cast. The stirrups and grab irons are die-cast.
Very neat.
Certain parts have to be plastic, but certain parts are what's called die-cast for durability. And if I can, I like to put them on the car.
Yeah.
It may cost a little more, but hey, I'm a train guy. I like neat stuff.
Yeah.
And I hope to make it neat for the customers too.
And if you see people at York, tell Walt to say hello and stop by. And
I'll be wandering around the Orange Hall on Friday and Saturday.
Give a shout out to him. Tell him you saw him live.
And I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll have a felt tip magic marker with me. If you have an RMT car that you bought, I'll sign it.
He'll even sign your forehead. Very cool. Great stuff.
Oh, hey, it's fun, Kenny. It really is. That's all I got to say. And as an aside to that, I feel, and I've been blessed, I've never worked a day in my life.
That's great.
Because I've loved every job that I've had.
That's great. And I could see the passion that you have with RMT and the products and just putting out all these different paint schemes and the excitement with the projects and just the quickness of all these projects being announced. It's definitely you guys are making a big dent in the hobby for sure, in a good way.
I'm making a big dent in guys' layouts too.
That's right. That's right.
I tell you, and ever since we redesigned the trucks, they, I think, are the best rolling trucks I've ever seen. Yeah. They really roll good. I took a car on the top of one of my grades and I just let it go. I didn't push it. It rolled 27 feet down a 1% grade.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, they definitely have a lot of weight to them, and the new cars have definitely been well received for sure.
And on some of the cars, I'm starting to add coupler pockets where you could change the couplers to KDs.
Okay. Yeah, I think we saw a question about KD earlier today. I have to scroll back and get it, but does your 3-bay hopper car have KD mounting pads like your ore car?
I believe it does, but of course you have to change the trucks.
Okay. Great stuff.
I tell you, I mean, It's fun. It really is. And I'm looking forward to York. I really do. I've been going to York since 1977 when there was the Yellow Hall and there was also the Gold Hall, which doesn't exist anymore.
Wow.
And the Green Hall, which doesn't exist anymore, and the Brown Hall.
Yep. Yeah, it's changing. It's changing.
Yeah,
But, good. Hopefully some people see you. And Steven's asking for passenger cars. And DJ Mike is, thank you for making the hobby a little more affordable. Definitely looking to order cars in the future. And if you had an interest in engines, hopefully down the line.
Well, I do have an interest in engines because you need engines to pull all the cars. And I'd like to get there. It's probably going to happen someday, but it's not ready to announce because I've got too many cars to make. Thank you, Randy.
That's great. Well,
I mean, you know, it's fun. I mean, when RMT comes out with a car style, that's right, in the Gold Hall. When RMT comes out with a car style, I don't just make 2 or 3 road names. Like the 2-bay covered hoppers, there's 21 different road names in the first time out.
Wow.
Some are customs and some are regulars. The Woodside reefers are up to 51 different Woodside reefers. And the box cars, I'm going to need a box car to store my box cars.
That's right. Well, Walt, it was a pleasure having you on tonight, and I appreciate you talking a little bit about RMT and really just talk about the craze of what's going on. People are so excited about your product, and they've been collecting and buying in multiples, so which has been great to see.
Yeah, and I mean that's why the box has 6 in it because they're easy to carry. And you don't have to worry about getting multiple numbers. Every number is different in the 300.
That's right. That's right.
And they're all consecutive, but they're unique. And what I also try to do is I try to replicate the actual numbering series on these cars when they were prototype cars. So,
that's good. So get as good as it's going to get. And you're doing a great job with the RMT line and great products, and we truly appreciate it. So if you're looking for RMT products, whether it be an ore car, a tank car, box cars, hoppers, make sure you head to TrainWorld.com. We carry it all, and we've been getting tons of shipments recently, and hopefully there's more on the way. So
and one thing we didn't talk about, Kenny, was the Beeple.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, in other words, the seated people and the standing people. You get 48 different hand-painted Beeple. I call them Beeple instead of people. They're Beeple. And other people call them Beep people. But they come on a card. And, I mean, I know you carried them. There they are.
There's your Beeple.
Yep. And another thing that I try to do, even on my boxes, I try to make them look railroady, if you know what I mean, with all the different logos and everything. And I think that's part of the fun. A lot of us remember those railroads, and a lot of the newer people don't have a clue, but that's an incentive to find out about those railroads, because you go on Google or Wikipedia, you can find out everything about those logos.
That's right. Well, could always use a good figure for your layout.
Pardon me?
You could always use a good figure for your layout, or a Beeple.
Or a few people.
Beeple.
Beeple, that's right. The Beeple people.
the people.
See, you're laughing. That's part of the fun, kid.
That's great. I never really paid attention to the name, but now I will never forget a Beeple.
A Beeple, yeah. The Beeple boys. And it's really, it's good. It's good. So I look forward to seeing all the RMT people at York. Even if you don't have an RMT train, I'll say hello to you anyway, because you're a train guy or a girl. That's all. I mean,
That's great.
We're all in, and here's my favorite railroad right there, that little orange covered open stock. Yeah, Jersey Central. I love that railroad.
All great stuff.
Yep. And as a matter of fact, here's an interesting story for you. You know those heritage locomotives that the Norfolk Southern did with all their predecessor railroads?
Yes.
Okay, they were made by other train manufacturers, but the one that was Jersey Central, I had a hand in designing that one.
Oh, wow. Very cool. That's great.
I mean, you know, I don't have any complaints about helping anybody out on stuff, even the big railroads, because actually the Norfolk Southern runs right around my farm.
Very neat. Well, one of these days, the next live event that we do with Walter, I'm going to call it the Beeple Meetup. And all the Beeples are going to meet up, and that's your new fan base. So all your fans are, we're going to call them Beeples. So
the Beepaloozas.
A Beepalooza. So we'll host I got to come up with some creative names next time around, but it's a cool, fun name. And thank you, Walt, so much for making trains fun and affordable and doing a great job for the hobby. It's really been an exciting past few years with the launch of RMT and your products, and it's been fun carrying it for sure.
Well, I appreciate you carrying it, and like I said, I met your family with your dad, with your father, with your grandpa, and I know your dad, and I know you, and you know, I mean, some of the things I remember, because I mean, like I mentioned, you running around a train show, I see people now who are in the hobby that I saw them when they were running around like little kids. I'm 77 years old, so.
Wow, you're a young 77, Walt.
Yes, I feel young. Sometimes I feel old, but sometimes I feel young, especially after unloading a container. Oh my gosh, that's
well, keep active. You look great. You sound great, and your trains are great. So keep on chugging along, and thank you for all you do, Walt, and we do appreciate it.
Yeah.
So again, if you're looking for RMT product, make sure you head to TrainWorld.com, and if you're headed to York, make sure you say hello to Walt and be part of the Beeple madness.
Beeple mania.
Beeple mania.
Yeah. Okay. Till next time, Kenny.
All right. Well, thank you so much. I truly appreciate you coming on tonight and everything you do for the train industry, Walt. Much appreciated.
Well, I enjoy it too. I enjoy the dealers that I know and meet, and I enjoy the customers. And even some of them can be a little pushy at times, but hey, they feel that what they're doing is an incentive, and I'll try to honor what they're looking for.
That's awesome.
If I can do the road name and find something that I think would look good in that road name, like the artwork, the color scheme, chances are I'll probably do it.
All right. Any product recommendations, send it his way, and let's make it happen. So thank you guys so much. Do appreciate it. And have a great night, everyone.
Take care. And bye, Sinclair.